This video was sponsored by Kershaw Knives, creating high-quality, high-performance, exceptional working tools and knives that users are proud to carry. Use discount code ARCHERY20 for 20% off at KershawKnives.com. Hey Archery Talk, this is Lucas, and today I've got my review of the Bushnell Broadhead Rangefinder. I've had this now for, I don't know, a month or two. I've been playing with it at some 3D tournaments and in the woods and looking around just to kind of get a feel for this thing. This is a replacement for me for a Leupold RX1200i I had for a number of years that I liked very much, that unfortunately I lost on a hunting trip one day. So I don't know, it now belongs to the woods. Hopefully the deer are using it to see how far away we are. I don't know, but anyway, the Bushnell Broadhead is the replacement, and so far I have been very, very impressed. The first thing I think I'll say in this thing is it's super light. Again, I haven't had the Leupold in my hand to compare it with, unfortunately, but this thing is just 6.2 ounces. I put it on my scale just before I started this video. That is super light, so just 6 ounces. It's easy to disappear in your pocket or in the case that it comes with. It comes with three different really modes of carrying it around. You've got the wrist strap, you've got the shoulder strap here, or you've got the hip carry that goes on your belt. Either way, all options work for carrying this thing around any way you see fit. I would just advise making sure if you got that thing on your hip that you've got the clasp closed. Otherwise, you're going to lose it to the woods like I did my Leupold. There's a lot to unpack here with the Bushnell Broadhead, but I think we'll start off with what Bushnell calls full spectrum ranging technology. So basically this thing can pinpoint accuracy to 0.3 yards, which is far more accurate than I am with a bow. You put me at 50 yards, I'll be very happy if I have 0.3 yard accuracy out to that distance. So this thing has been great for that. And if you've ever used kind of like a cheap, lower budget rangefinder, you'll notice that they sometimes have trouble ranging on black targets. Bushnell built this broadhead to be able to range on any target, reflective, jet black, light color, white. I've used this on all sorts of 3D targets, and it has had zero trouble ranging any of them, no matter the light conditions, I might add. Now, I've not used this in pitch black. I'm not going to shoot in pitch black, but in low light situations, it works great. In bright light situation, it works great. So far, so good on that front. It's also, again, as you might expect, kind of fully weatherproof. Dust, water, rain, snow. It's kind of designed to kind of keep all of those on the outside instead of getting in and bothering your field of view. It's also very bright. It's got a large objective lens in this thing, so it's 2 times brighter than I think prior model Bushnell rangefinders, and it's I would say it's noticeably brighter than the Leupold I was using. I think largely because the lens is bigger. As far as what you're seeing inside the lens, there's actually 3 different reticle options for you. You can either have just a circle, you can have a dot, or you can have a dot inside of the circle. That's the one I've been going with. Unlike a sight picture of a bow where I like it to be as clear as possible, I'm happy to have as much information as I can get in one of these things. So I like to have that kind of pinpoint accuracy when I'm lining in on ranging on a deer or ranging on a 3D target, whatever I can do. And so far this thing has worked great. Again, no matter the light conditions, it's nice and bright. The reticle and the information inside, there's 4 different brightness levels. So depending on what your ambient light is, you can change your brightness level to adjust to that. So if it's very bright outside, you're going to want the brightness really up high. If it's a low light situation, you'll probably turn your brightness down to compensate for that. The information in the reticle and all that also changes from red to black or black to red depending on what it's seeing. So it's going to give you the best contrast it can possibly give you for your surroundings, and it'll switch to that automatically. That is not something you ever have to touch. As the name might suggest, the Bushnell Broadhead is designed specifically for archers, and so it is designed to help you with kind of angle compensation. If you're in a tree stand, it'll, if that deer might be 20 yards away, but the angle compensation is really making that 16 yards away, or whatever the number is. It's going to help compensate for your angles pointed down, your angles pointed up. However you're aiming, this thing will give you the right yardage for your needs. Let's talk about the different modes available on the Bushnell Broadhead, and it'll start off with the standard mode. And in standard mode, it works pretty much like other rangefinders work. You look at the target, you hold on target, and it'll give you your reading. You can hold the aim button right down, and it'll automatically update yardages if you're moving from target to target, or if you're following a deer, you can hold it down as the deer moves, and it'll constantly give you an updated range. 4 times a second it's going to range this for you, so it's going to be absolutely precise, and this works great as you would expect. Another mode we'll look at is target mode, and this one is designed to let you kind of pinpoint very small targets without inadvertently picking something up in the background that might have a stronger signal, like a tree or something else that's larger. Just in the immediate background, it'll make sure, let you focus more specifically on those small targets in front of you. So it's really ideal for, target archers. Maybe if you're in the field or you're doing 3D in the field or anything like that, it works very well in that regard. But again, for the most point, for me anyway, the standard mode works great. Another option is called brush mode, and this is designed so that it will not accidentally pick up like a tree branch or something like that might be in front of the target. So it'll kind of focus more on the background rather than the foreground. So again, you can attempt to use all three and see which one works best for your situation. It's just a press of a button away to change your mode. Very simple to do. Again, I think for the most part, the standard mode is going to work best for everybody. But if you get into tight woods and you don't want to range the wrong thing, like a leaf is kind of maybe in front of your target, the brush mode will be your friend in that situation. So let's talk ranges. You will be able to pick up yardage on this anywhere from 5 yards out to 1,500 yards. 1,500 yards it'll be able to pick up things that are like reflective targets. It'll go to 800 yards picking up things like a tree or large objects like that, and things like a deer will range out to 500 yards. So all of that is well beyond bow range. But if you're kind of doing spot and stalk and you're seeing a deer and you're I've ranged him here at 450 yards, and so you got to start kind of going down low and crawling and trying to get a little bit closer. You poke up and now I'm 300 yards away, and kind of work your way like that. It's handy for that situation. But it's also nice to know it's going to go plenty far for that any archer would need. And quite frankly, this would work just as well, I think, for a firearm hunter if you're doing that when you're not shooting your bow. It's got plenty of range for everything. Again, and I've shot this now on a variety of targets. There's one target at my club for a 3D tournament that is just completely black. I can't even see the scoring rings through my binoculars, and this thing still picks up the yardage on that, no problem, in bright light or in kind of mediocre light. So all told, I've really been happy about this. There's also a focus wheel on the front. So if you can kind of you don't really need to be focused in on what you're aiming at, but if you'd like to have that clarity, you just turn this left to right. It's not a huge amount of movement in there, and I do wish it stuck out a little bit more to make it a little less cumbersome. If you've got gloves on, this might be a little awkward, but that's a very kind of small complaint I have for this. And beyond that, I don't know. This is still pretty new for me. I have not had this for a long time. I've not really beat it up. I suspect it's going to last a long time. Bushnell does back it up with its, what are they calling it here? It's basically a no-nonsense warranty. This one's covered for 5 years. I think there are other optics, like your binoculars, are covered for 20 years or so. But things with that are kind of battery operated, for like rangefinders, it's a 5-year warranty. You do not need a receipt. It is fully transferable. And so if it's damaged, it's not working anymore, they will replace it for you with a rangefinder of equal or greater value. I think that's about all I've got now on the Bushnell Broadhead Archery Talk. Again, so far I've been super pleased with how this has worked out. Again, I like the warranty, I like the different targeting modes, but mostly I just like how clear it is and how much light gets in there, even when the ambient light might not be as bright as you would like. It works great for me so far in all conditions. I can't wait to take it in the woods to go hunting in the fall and see how it handles any kind of abuse I'm going to throw at it. Bushnell is the originator of the rangefinder as we know it. They started this whole business of rangefinders. They've done this for golf, they've done this for hunting sports, all that. So you can count on the Bushnell name to be something that they've been around for a long time. Price-wise, this thing retails for about $300. There are more expensive rangefinders than that. So far, I don't know that I'm going to need them. This thing, again, I've been really thrilled with this performance overall. I get super antsy about kind of like lower priced rangefinders, because I don't think they target well on dark colors, as I mentioned before. But $300 is kind of right in the middle. That is a great price for what you're getting in this product, as far as I'm concerned so far. So yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks so much for watching Archery Talk. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel an awful lot. If you've got any questions about this device, or you want me to test anything else that I've got, or looking for any other videos, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to respond.